The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Here's Gibson to start the drive.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, this defense for the Browns, they were terrific a week ago in that victory over Tampa Bay, Charles.
And I think our statistician, we ended up having to bring the blue tent and put it around him for a while because he was developing a hand injury from having to write down all the turnovers this team forced. 5, 6, 7, 8. Absolutely unbelievable. I hope he'll recover.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13.
And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown.
He'll get this one way out just shy of the 45-yard line. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. Play action. Stafford.
That's out to the flat for Gibson. And they're going to get this up to midfield. The Texans had 5 and 6 to start play. And they come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
And this Browns defense coming to life. They get him behind the line for a 2nd straight play. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. Now Stafford. Forced out to his left. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad.
A man from just north of here in Spring, Texas, it's Isaiah Spiller.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
His throw incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Moore. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland.
For as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible.
Well, in this league where coordinators worry so much about drawing up the right routes, blocking assignments, misdirections and stuff, they have these precise arrows and movements. Sometimes the best plays just come from the schoolyard where you look at your fastest guy and say, go long, go get it, big man.
And if you're wondering how fast he was going, Next Gen Stats clocked him at close to 21 miles an hour. This will come out to the 25 as Lewis going to opt to not return it.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
And they are a game under 500 now following the loss a week ago. And this is a team, Charles, that just has not been able to string victories together.
Yeah, they're certainly going the wrong way, aren't they? Because it looked like they had things pointing in the right direction, but now they've lost 2 straight, and that means this game is vital, extremely important, because if they fall 2 games below 500, the road back into playoff contention, awfully difficult.
His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down. Now Stafford. And this one caught by Cameron Brain. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 41. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Stafford. And he fires one that's intercepted. Levi Wallace with a pick. And the Browns are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. Moore, the man in motion. On 2nd and 11 now. Rodgers targeting Moore, and he's got him on the crossing pattern. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first? On 1st down, they'll run with Nwangu. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. We know this offense, they're built around passing the football. That time, the running game didn't suit them so well.
Not so well, but they have to do it every so often. You have to be able to control the pass rush a little bit, make them somewhat hesitant before they come and get your quarterback. At least have the illusion that you have a running game.
Second and 11.
Rodgers now to throw. And the hook up here to Allen Robinson. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 23. Throwing now is Rodgers. And finding the tight end Hooper.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Browns. Austin Hooper with touchdown number 7 on the year.
And the Browns go up by 2 touchdowns.
Point after, up and good. And it's now 14-0. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away.
Now Lewis selects to return it. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found...
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Marcus Williams.
And the Browns are going to take possession of the football.
Well, those have been a problem for him all season, but never quite as much as they have in these last few minutes. Let's count it up now. A pair of picks on his team's last 2 drives and double-digit interceptions this season. I don't care if you're the best in the game or an undrafted rookie. You've got to take better care of the football or you're going to cost your team chances.
Up the middle, Nwangu.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
Now left side on the swing pass.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Touchdown! Aaron Rodgers, 3 first-half touchdown passes.
And the Browns have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 21-0. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse if this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer.
On Stafford for the 3rd time is intercepted. He got out of the pocket there, was wondering what he was going to do with it, but I think he was calling, his receiver was calling for the ball, wasn't he?
He certainly was. The problem, he called for it too late, and when he delivered, they were all over him in the secondary and came up with the interception.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Straight ahead, here's Nwangu.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. That good for 22 and a first down.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground, and now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
On play action, it's Rodgers. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Joey Bosa able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Play action. Now it's Rodgers. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers.
He'll get this complete to Jalen Reagor.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. 32. Stafford on first down. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Throwing again is Stafford. That is caught. It's Chris Godwin. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Stafford. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
It's Nakobe Dean with a pick. And the Browns will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line.
He's continuing to be a big presence defensively. Remember last week, AFC Defensive Player of the Week, and a big pick right there.
And when you pile up big numbers, it gets everyone's attention. But sometimes the number just needs to be, how many game-changing plays did you make? Did you take the ball away from the other team? He just did that, trying to win the award again this week.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Rodgers now on first down. Buying time to his left. That's going to be caught. It's Jacoby Myers. Looking to throw again on second down. Rodgers.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Justin Reed.
And the Texans are going to get the football back at their own 17.
Well, Brandon, as they say in popular culture, this one's going to leave a mark because they can see the end zone, but it'll stay out of reach because of their error. All their offensive teammates have to give the quarterback right now, offer a little bit of encouragement because what's done is done. Let's get them next time out.
So we come upon halftime, and it's the visiting Browns with a lead. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway.
From his end zone is Byron Pringle. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
The Browns drive about to get started. They'll start on the ground here with Nwangu. And he'll lose yardage here. Back to the 15. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time. Forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now Rodgers on the bootleg. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. To throw, it's Rodgers. That's complete to Robinson. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first. Now a play fake. Rodgers. That's caught by Myers.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. And that is incomplete.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
They'll try and run for it with Spiller.
And this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. And his kick is indeed good, but now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about.
And that flag accepted.
A lack of discipline defensively on 4th down, and now that leads to a 1st and 10. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Nwangu going to get it on the counter.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Rodgers over the middle, complete. It's Moore. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 14.
Handoff right side, Nwangu.
Now this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
Another run now for Nwangu.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Rodgers looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. So now the Browns will turn it over to their field goal unit here. A 33-yarder from the left hash. And his kick here is good. And the lead increases even further. It's 27-0 now.
Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
They'll fake it. Now Stafford. And this one is incomplete. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
And he'll get this to the 40, but that's still going to be a few yards short of the first down. On fourth down, Stafford. Open man is Godwin. It's complete. And he is going to have the Texans first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. From the red zone now, Stafford. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston.
Chris Godwin
from 17 yards out.
And the Texans are able to get a score back in the final stages of this third quarter.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And they won't be able to run another play. Time has expired on this third quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Carlson now to kick this one away.
Pringle going to stay in the end zone, and this will come out to the 25.
The Browns drive about to get started.
And this one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things off in the fourth.
And here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 46. From the gun, it's Rodgers. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Moore. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. 4 touchdown passes now for Aaron Rodgers.
And the Browns are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead.
Extra point right down the middle. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
This will come out to the 25 as Lewis going to opt to not return it.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
From the 24, Stafford looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Levi Wallace with a pick.
And the Browns are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Well, there's two sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough, but man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard, but also you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player, you have to know the situation.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Big yardage there for the Browns, 18.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Now a give running right, Nwangu.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On the move past the 40.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Rodgers now to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
A CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around.
Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Teron Johnson able to pick it.
And the Texans are going to take over at their own 30-yard line.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
Finding Gibson on the slant.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. In motion comes the tight end left. On 1st down at Stafford. Trying to lay one up deep. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
A give up the middle to Gibson.
And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. The Texans on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Now Stafford. Man open. It's St. Brown. He's got it. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 32-yard line. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. 21 yards there on 3rd down. On 1st and 10, Stafford.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
We saw a lot of that a week ago defensively from him. AFC Defensive Player of the Week. Just always seems to be around the football.
I like your observation there. Understands the game, understands positioning, can put himself in the right spot, and then make a play on the football.
And the tight end goes in motion left. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Stafford. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 14. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another 1st.
This game well in hand. Perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a 1st down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline. because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blow. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Ninth play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. They'll send a receiver in motion left. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
And oh no, it's incomplete. Well, it's a touchdown if he holds on, but somehow took his eyes off of it, falls to the ground, and brings up 4th down.
Around the NFL, 4th quarter right now in Atlanta. That is now a 2-touchdown game with the Steelers in the driver's seat. Desperation time for Stafford on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and this Browns defense stands tall. The Browns drive about to get started.
Well, they don't need to score here, that's for sure. They could just kneel it. They've got the huge lead late 4th quarter, but we'll see how they're feeling, Charles.
Yeah, we all know people out there who like to use every second of